Hello guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. In this video we will be going over a deck that was predicted to die after Rebel Clash came out, but it's still hanging around, doing its thing. And the deck we will be talking about is spell tag Malamar and Giratina, basically. So basically, the idea of the deck is to get Giratina in the discard, use its Distortion Door. Once during your turn this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put it onto your bench. If you do, put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So basically, we can infinitely loop this attack using our Malamar's Psychic Recharge ability. Once during your turn, you may attach a Psychic Energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. So the point of the deck is to chain attacks with a 1 prizer Giratina for 130 damage. You do have to put 4 damage counters on one of your Pokemon, but Giratina with 130 health, it's most likely gonna get one shot anyways by these big VMAXs in the format and big GXs, so not really a big deal. And we play 4 Jirachi to maximize the chance of starting with it. Playing 4 Jirachi, in my opinion, is very important with this deck. We do only play 1 Giratina. I feel like playing 2 is really clunky for this deck. We play 1 of Ditto just in case we do prize an Inkay and just need an extra way to evolve into Malamar. We play 1 Blacephalon. Once we get down to 3 prize cards, we can put 12 damage counters anywhere we want. Super good attack in many matchups. We play a 1 of Espurr, and the reason we no longer play Cramorant is because Cramorant's like 160 damage is no longer really enough to one-shot these big VMAX Pokemon, and Espurr, however, really can. It's a bit better than Cramorant right now, in my opinion. Air Kinesis, this attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, which damage counters on that Pokemon. So basically, it's a one-shot on anything with a lot of damage counters on it, which is what this deck tries to accumulate. We play 2 of Mimikyu because Zacian is still pretty popular. We one-shot Zacian, and Mimikyu just gets a lot better because of these big attackers that we see in the format nowadays. 1 of Mew in case we run into Pikarom or something like that. And the 2 big 2 prize card attackers are Latios GX in case we run into ADP. We don't automatically lose with the clear, and we can use Clear Vision GX so they can't use Altered Creation. And we play a 1 of Dubwool V, a new card from Rebel Clash. The Soft Wool ability is really good, makes it really tanky. 240 health, 2 prizers, pretty good. And Revenge Blast. This attack does 30 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. With the 120 base damage, this attack is extremely deadly. If our opponent has taken 5 prize cards, this attack will do 270 damage, which is basically enough to one-shot a lot of things. And with this deck, with those Pokemon already damaged, Dubwool is a great finisher. We play 1 of Acro Bike. We don't have room to play much more. I cut the second Giratina for this. It adds some consistency. So 1 of Acro Bike, 4 Treasure, 4 Quick Ball, 1 Ordinary Rod. Pretty standard stuff. 3 Viridian Forest. We're maximizing our energy potential draw. We play 4 Scoop Up Net instead of Switch because Scoop Up Net in this deck, it's really just better than Switch. We can utilize Jirachi more, like way more using Scoop Up Net than Switch. In case we ever bench lock ourselves, which tends to happen to a lot of Malamar players, including myself. On accident, we can fix that mistake by using Scoop Up Net. It's really good. We play 4 line of Cynthia Research, 2 Escape Board, 4 Spell Tag, 1 Recycle Energy, and 7 Psychic Energy. Pretty standard stuff with this deck. It's still hanging around, and yeah, let's just get into some games. Alright, so hopping into our first match against Papa Lazaru. So traditionally with this deck, I believe it's actually something that's pretty controversial. I do like going second. You don't hate going first, but you really don't hate going second either. With Malamar, because you do want to get that like turn 1 supporter stuff going around. And it looks like our opponent will be taking a mulligan. Oh no, we're playing against a really bad matchup, Dragapult. So the one really bad matchup this deck has is indeed the Dragapult matchup. Yeah, we're probably gonna lose this. There's already a horror energy attachment, and this is looking really bad for us already. This matchup is probably the only bad matchup this deck has besides like ADP if we don't get Clear Vision off and like other things. But yeah, this matchup's just really bad. I'm gonna leave this in the video, even if we lose, just to show the one bad matchup of this deck. This deck is not 100% strong. It's not the best deck in format, obviously, but Dragapult's like our main weakness. So here we're gonna Stellar Wish into a Mysterious Treasure that can get us a Inkay, which is pretty good. We can get rid of Latios, it won't be useful in this matchup. And the really bad thing is if they can get Dragapult VMAX and they already have the Viridian for the energy, they can one-shot our Ditto, and this matchup's like just super bad. There's not really another way to put it, to be honest. I'm just feeling do we want to filch? I guess so. Our hand's like pretty bad, so we will put Jirachi back in hand, promote Mimikyu, bench the Jirachi, and here we will filch for 2. This is really bad. 2 quick ball, terrible draws. This is not going great, to say the very least. So our opponent is hopefully whiffs the switch, whiffs the VMAX, whiffs everything, just passes. That would be lovely. Fail the Stellar Wish. That's basically what we need. There's a Giant Bomb. That's fine. We don't hit over and there's a Research. Unfortunate. They did get rid of a Mewtwo. Pretty good for us. There is a switch. It looks like they will have it, I think, if they took the switch. There's a Galarian. They're probably going to knock out the Inkay. But why not just knock out the Ditto? The Ditto's like much more scary because it can literally evolve into anything. Of course, we don't play this anything else, but it would make more sense to knock out the Ditto, in my opinion. So there's the Dragapult VMAX. We're out of this one already, basically. There's the Psychic Energy. Yeah, this is just going really bad for us. There's no really other way to put it. They're gonna knock out our Inkay or our Ditto, either or. Is there anything we can do? And they did knock out our Ditto. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And they take 2 prize cards already. Yeah, the only really bad matchup we have is against Dragapult, and unfortunately, it just so happens that we ran into Dragapult. There's not a whole lot we can do. I mean, we can thin the deck and we can get a Research, I guess. That gives us some hope. Maybe. I'm not sure. Let's thin the deck, get an energy. Attach the Mimikyu. Research. I mean, what can we really do at this point? Like, we're in such a bad position. We whiffed the switch. I mean, the scoop up net, really. And yeah, there's nothing we can do. We basically just lost this game. Yeah, so the Dragapult matchup's basically unwinnable, and I'll catch you guys in the next match. Let's see if we can get a dub. Alright, so hopping into our next match against Mr. Pokemon 94. An easy name to pronounce for once. Good luck to him or her. And it looks like they will be mulliganing 3 mulligans, and it looks like we are playing against some greens Reshizard, I would guess, and they do want us to go first. That's fine with us. Mulligan, yes please. There's a Jirachi. Okay, that's pretty good. There's a Reshizard start, so that is a very good sign for us. Normally they do want to use Flare Starter to get 3 energies onto this, but since they didn't start with that, I guess it is pretty good for us. So here we'll throw down Viridian, get rid of a Psychic Energy, get another Psychic Energy, just to thin the deck out. Like, they could have Welder plus attachment in hand, wouldn't doubt it. They could definitely double blaze my Jirachi, which sort of sucks, but we will live with that. So how do I want to play this? I don't want to attach the escape board here necessarily. I want to get an energy on, so I think the Viridian Forest has to actually if we get rid of quick ball here, we don't really need a what am I okay, that's sort of a misplay on my end, because if we want to get the Inkay to the bench, we do need to attach to the Inkay, unless we want to attach the escape board, which I guess is fine with us because it is pretty darn important to get an energy onto Giratina in our first turns, so that's fine with me, I guess. We do play 4 scoop up net in this deck, so it's fine to say the very least. There's a scoop up net. Yeah, we'll just take that for now. And yeah, we'll just pass over to our opponent, see if they have the knockout. I wouldn't doubt it, but it's not that likely that they have Welder, double 2 energies and then attachment. Not that likely, but not that unlikely either, to say the least. They have really cool sleeves. The Mewtwo sleeves, I like those. They discard a Welder, so that's telling me they're probably not gonna do that this turn. There's a quick ball for the Volcanion, so they likely, and there's the greens. Okay, fair play from our opponent. That definitely puts less pressure on us, which I'm very happy with. So next turn we're basically guaranteed. And they did play customs. We did see that from the Mulligans. That's very strange. Unidentified fossil. Okay, so they do play the item lock version of greens, which is annoying, very annoying, but it's fine to say the least. They discarded an evolution instance, so that's making me think they like have the combo already in hand for the unidentified fossil. We do not want to get item lock next turn, preferably the turn after that, to give us another turn to work with items and to set up, but if they item lock us, it is what it is. There's an escape board, great top deck. So that means we won't have to scoop up net, which is definitely pretty ideal. So here we're gonna discard the Viridian Forest, with Viridian Forest because we're not gonna get to play it anyways. We will attach to the Giratina and research this hand away, looking for spell tags. No spell tags, but another scoop up net. I guess we have to play the items while we can, right? That makes the most sense to me. So here we're obviously attacking with Giratina, so here we will Psychic Recharge first. It looks like we're going to research next turn. I highly doubt our opponent plays Marnie, so we can discard we can get rid of research because we're going to research next turn, and with 2 research in hand, not really necessary to have. I'm thinking actually about getting another Inkay out because they do play double customs. And they can custom catcher up our Malamars, and obviously we need those to survive, so we're gonna play it safe by getting another one out. So there's another mysterious treasure. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So here we can play it while we can because they might item lock us next turn, you never know. And here we can get out another Malamar, put it into play, and here we will retreat, and here we will use the scoop up net while we can, because they could item lock us next turn. There's a spell tag. Okay, that's very good. Definitely want that. And here we're just getting that, and getting a turn 2 attack with Malamar is very important. You definitely always want to see that. And here we will shadow impact our opponent, putting on pressure, that turn 2 pressure that we really want. We don't really mind going first with this deck again, but it's preferred that we go second. There's a Psychic Energy, not bad. There's the Reshizard promotion. They only have a 4-card hand. They did display greens, did not grab Water. They discarded a Water using Quick Ball, so I feel like they do have second Water in hand. What? Why are they discarding Water? Okay, I don't understand what our opponent is doing. Unless they have a 3rd Water in hand, but they are just blowing through their Waters. There's the 3rd Water from our opponent. I'm very intrigued by their play style here. So fortunately, I don't think we're getting item locked this turn. Oh my gosh, we basically, okay, so because our opponent just did that, we can use Mimikyu and use and copycat their Flare Strike and knock them out. So this looks super good for us. Because we drew the spell tag, super good draw. We are able to do such a play right now. There's the Cynthia. I think I'm gonna play that because we can Giant Heart away the Jirachi. I don't really want to lose Baby Blacephalon just in case we somehow ever need it. There's the second Mimikyu. We have plenty of search options left in deck, so there is a pretty good chance we will hit it. In worst case scenario, we just attack with Giratina. There are plenty of ways to search for that. Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and our opponent's getting really punished for discarding all of their loaders right now because they're going to need it. And now they see them, and there's a concession from our opponent. I'm not surprised. After we knock them out, they would be in a really bad spot, and that just shows the power of Mimikyu in this format. And that's gonna be the second game, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, so hopping into our third game against Beast Boy 2588. Good luck to him, and we're gonna call heads. And we do win, so we do want to go second. Very strange for a deck to go second in today's format. It usually feels like you want to go first, but Malamar is very different from all the decks in the format, to say the very least. So here our hand looks terrible. No draw supporter, and we are playing against a Cinderace V deck. Definitely not a bad matchup for us. We are a 1-prizer, they are a 3-prizer. We 3-shot them, 2-shot them potentially with tag damage, stuff like that, shenanigans that we can pull. So definitely not a bad matchup, but it will be a bad matchup if we can't draw out of this terrible hand we have right now. So it looks like it will be an energy heavy build because they do have the Vulpix. Okay, so now we don't have the matchup, they have the matchup because they can gust up our Malamars and put us through a world of misery. So there's just a pass from our opponent. Let's see. There's a Jirachi draw. Okay, we're still in this game. So here we will attach the Mimikyu. Retreat into Jirachi. Third Viridian. Yeah, I feel like we need to. And let's see what we have in the deck. We prized one Malamar. Prized our Mew, unfortunately. What? Oh, no. Okay, I thought we prized a bunch of energy, but we're using Viridian Forest right now, so makes sense. Let's Stellar Wish and hopefully get a draw supporter. No draw supporter, of course. Okay, so we'll get a Mysterious Treasure. They're probably going to knock us out, unfortunately. Would not doubt if they had Walder in hand, but that's just what it is. So we'll bench both of these Inkays. Bring back Giratina from the discard pile using Distortion Door, and hope they don't have the knockout on our Jirachi because we're in top deck mode already. If they do, I am actually hoping they don't knock this out, and if they do get the chance to use, there's the Cinderace VMAX already. Okay, there's the Water, double energy, maybe, and yes. Okay, so they need to hit a switch here, and I'm pretty sure they play 4 of. There is the Ninetales. There's another Cinderace. Please don't have the switch. They didn't. There's a Giant Hearth that's not a switch, which is fine by me. Really hoping they don't have a switch here. That would really help us out a lot. That would put us back in this game. I'm definitely interested in looking into Cinderace VMAX. And if you guys are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. And there is the 9 Temptations from our opponent bringing up the Giratina. It looks like they're trying to stall for time. Or, yeah, they're stalling for time. Okay, that's fine. All good with us. Don't really want to evolve into a Malamar because our opponent, excuse me, can take a knockout on the Malamar using 9 Temptations, so it's not really ideal for us. We can copycat. We can use copycat next turn to copycat max Pyro Ball. Feels pretty good with me. So I think we have to evolve into Malamar, but that just feels really bad right now. Yeah, I'll just pass because we do want to draw supporter off of Jirachi. we do want to make them feel a bit threatened with Mimikyu. Definitely want them to chase this over our Malamars, which is why I'm attaching to it. There's the Stellar Wish, probably gonna take that water, but if I was them, I would take the switch to start putting pressure on us. And there's the communication, probably going for the Dene then, by the looks of it. There's the Pokemon communication for the Dene. Most likely, yeah, there's the Dene. Probably play Scoop Up Net if they play Mewtwo. So that's what I'm expecting. Yeah, definitely a really rocky start for us. There's another Cinderace VMAX, so we have there's a Water. Jeez, goodness gracious. They got a really strong start here with 2 energy, so looks like our Inkay is probably gonna die. There's the switch. If they're smart, they target an Inkay. Yep. Or the Mimikyu, which I would be more than fine with, please, opponent. Yes, there's the Mimikyu. Okay, so they targeted the Mimikyu, perfectly fine with us. They're down just 9 energy. Probably play more crystals, unfortunately for us. There's a Psychic Energy. There's a Cynthia. Okay, we are getting somewhere here. So here we do want to hit them pretty hard with Mimikyu. So gonna hope for 1 of 4 Scoop Up Nets that we play in this deck. There's a Scoop Up Net. Another Malamar is always pretty good. A Viridian Forest. Okay, so we drew pretty well here. Not gonna lie. So we're gonna attach to Mimikyu. We're going to Psychic Recharge to Giratina. Things are just flowing from here. We will Scoop Up Net the Jirachi. Promote the Mimikyu. Bench the Jirachi again. Play the Viridian Forest so they don't get access to Hearth again. Even though we don't really want to use Viridian Forest in our case. And here we will copycat our opponent using that very strong Max Pyro Ball attack. And they are still burned. Not a big deal. We still one-shot them with Giratina. But in case, yeah, it doesn't really matter that they stay burned. What am I saying? But they probably do play Mallow and Lana. I wouldn't doubt it for 1 second. There's the switch. Okay, probably into this Cinderace. And another Max Pyro Ball from our opponent is going to destroy our Mimikyu's little dreams. But we have a lot of ways. We are in a pretty good spot right now because as long as you don't play Big Charm or something like that, we can take a knockout against this using Baby Blacephalon. And once we swing into this, they can't leave it in the active for much longer, so we can use Espurr to knock it out. So that will be our game plan, knocking out 2 Cinderace Vs right now. So here, I'm going to Stellar Wish before I play Cynthia, so we can play the Scoop Up Net and just be safe. And there's the escape. I'll take the Spell Tag actually because I really want to use Spell Tag. We have a pretty high chance of drawing escape, or deck's pretty thin right now, so that's fine with me. So here we will Scoop Up Net the Jirachi, promote the Giratina, use Viridian Forest, get an energy, don't really need to attach it, and play Cynthia. Looking for this is a pretty strong hand. Gonna attach to Jirachi, because who knows, they might play Absol. They could Scoop Up Net Mewtwo, bench Absol, and in case they do just take a knockout, we can Quick Ball for Baby Blacephalon. I hope it's in deck, and just retreat and use its attack, play it safe, knock it out, and everything's just looking pretty good right now. Don't need to attach a Spell Tag to a Malamar like we usually would. Not really concerned about doing that right now because we do have 2 Malamar in place, so either way they'll just target another one without the Spell Tag. If we had 2 Spell Tags, would definitely do that. And just a tip, in the Fire matchup, you do want to attach these Spell Tags if they play Ninetales to one of your to your Malamars. There's the counter from our opponent. Okay, so we'll just stack all the damage here. I'm pretty sure that's fine. Our game plan is to knock out 2 of these anyways, so that makes total sense with me. Yeah, we'll just promote Jirachi, top deck Cynthia. That's pretty good. We'll discard research here, going for that Baby Blacephalon, which is in deck, and because they are down to 3 prize cards, we can put 12 damage counters anywhere in the world we want. And yeah, that's just what we're going to do. Double psychic recharge, and here we just see the power of this Malamar deck still wrecking. Even though people said it was going to die, Malamar is still hanging around doing its thing. And yeah, happy to say that, to say the very least. We can use Stellar Wish if we want to scoop up net. I don't really find that necessary, but we'll Acro Bike, take the scoop up net because we don't need another Jirachi. We're down 2 Jirachis, we have 1 left in deck. Pretty good with us. We don't really need to dig for anything else, so I don't really feel the need to use a scoop up net. I think we're fine just sitting on this hand. What we can do is Mysterious Treasure for another Malamar to thin the deck out in case they do stamp us to 3, which I'm pretty sure they're about to do. So yeah, we're just playing our best to play around stamp. We will just knock out the Cinderace, no big charm, 320 health. So we will be knocking out the Cinderace using Fireworks Bomb. There goes the Cinderace VMAX, and now we're sitting in a very good position. They can't knock out our Blacephalon using the Cinderace VMAX again, because if they do, we just we'll just use the spell tag damage, put it on here, and we'll have enough damage to one-shot using Shadow Impact. So as we can see here, against anything besides Dragapult, this deck is still pretty strong. And Dragapult, even though it was hyped as the best deck in format, it does look like it is sort of declining. Do they really play 3 Cinderace VMAXs? Most decks only play 2. But besides anything besides Dragapult, we usually have we either have a 50-50 matchup or greater. So yeah, there goes the Heatran. That's fine. Definitely what they needed to do. So we'll play to our opponent. They definitely should play Malo and Lana, in my opinion, to utilize the attack counter as much as possible. And they're just gonna attack using. Okay, that's definitely a misplay from our opponent. We'll just load the spell tag damage onto the Cinderace, and we will be taking a knockout with the Giratina, and that will be a GG. So, here we'll bring back Giratina from the dead and use Distortion Door, put it wherever we want. Attach spell tag, doesn't really matter. Attach the energy because we have Scoop Up Net in hand. There's the concession from our opponent. They knew they lost the game, and that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys liked. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. Really helps out. Excuse me. And yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day and stay safe.